didn't do the thing.
It's not there yet. Still good. Yeah, it's the Wi-Fi. We'll see when it starts. If anything, I'll hit you when I see it. We just talk like this. Join in, Audrey.
I'm not.
No.
Do you phone as a personal hotspot?
We might need to. It worked yesterday, but it might be dressing rooms that's not.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's no. My biggest pet peeve with these dressing rooms, there's no mic relay, so you can't hear them saying 15 minutes to curtain.
That's ridiculous. I
Thank
don't
you,
understand why
15.
they didn't do that.
Yeah, I figured that would be like a staple.
Okay, I'll try one more time
Okay.
and then.
Hi, I'm Lauren.
I'm Audrey.
And I'm Brent, and welcome back to Only Child Energy. So last week, y'all voted on the community tab of what video you wanted to see next, and you chose ranking musical theater boyfriends. So we brought two of our straight friends to help us rank boys.
Yeah.
Yes. So y'all remember Tate from a couple episodes ago? And this is our other friend Matt, who is also in Footloose with us.
Hi.
Woo.
Yes.
All right, are we ready for this?
Yes.
So how we're going to do this, because we wanted to narrow this down a little bit. So we are going to actually rank the musical theater boyfriends that I have played in the past couple of years. So you can now see on the list our 7 guys that we are going to be ranking. So let's get started. Okay, so I'm going to take us back. It's 2010. It's the early aughts.
Wow, so long ago.
I know.
Shut up, Tate.
Wouldn't that technically be the end of the aughts?
Okay, yeah. And I was in a production of Guys and Dolls and played Nathan Detroit. So this is Nathan Lane in the original production of it. That's an interesting face. That's all I have to say. How we describe Nathan Detroit? He's kind of like mob boss coded, but his main plot line is with his girlfriend, fiance, that he refuses to marry Adelaide. And she's literally sick with a cold because he doesn't want to get married. And the whole plot, he is avoiding talking to her. What do you think?
I didn't know you did this role.
Really?
And I'm a little shocked.
What was high school?
That makes more sense.
Also, to be fair, I think I only got cast because they thought I was a senior. I wasn't. It's okay.
There's like a full take for you.
I know, but also he only sings technically in one song, and it's kind of charactery. So anyway, so yeah, where do we put? So, I should have explained the categories. So bottom level here is hard pass. We would never want to date this person. One date, we'd go on a date with them, and that'd probably be about it. Date for a while, it's probably going to be a good relationship, but eventually something's going to come between us. And then the top category is marry me. They're perfect. We want them right now. So where is Nathan Detroit, yo?
I go with hard
I'm
pass.
going with hard pass. Straight men. Thought.
Straight men, speak.
It's probably a hard pass. I mean, I
The
did
lack
Guys
of
and
commitment.
Dolls. I did Guys and Dolls, and like the guy playing Nathan played him so well that like I honestly thought, I'm like, whoa, I would never stay in a relationship past asking twice.
Wasn't it your dad?
So I'm a
Yeah.
little biased, and I wouldn't date my dad. But
Now,
Weird.
good for you. Nathan Lane himself.
I mean,
That's different.
That's different.
That's different. But yeah, Nathan, I was like, that was my
Nathan Lane
thought.
would not date me.
No, you're weirdly not his type.
weirdly.
Yeah. All right. So we're going to zoom ahead. It is 2017. It's the summer. I've not done theater in 6 years. And then I got cast in Spring Awakening as Melchior. We see the beautiful Jonathan Groff in this image here.
Just Jonathan Groff alone, I would marry. Again, he would marry me.
Wrong type yet again. So how we describe Melchior? So this is a play that has tons of angst. He is a rebellious, intellectual, fight the power kind of person. Does that always mean that he's a great boyfriend? So he does like start having a thing with his childhood best friend. He gets her pregnant. Spoiler alert, she dies of a botched abortion.
That's what I'm thinking. Do you remember the plot of Spring Awakening?
I have never seen Spring Awakening.
Well, you could have seen us with me in it. But anyway,
I feel like it was a guilt trip.
He would not have been old enough.
I didn't
yeah.
know.
How else? I mean, he's very smart. He does care about people, but he gets very distracted by wanting to fight the power that he probably will forget you if there's an issue that he needs to solve instead.
I'm just gonna go with one
I would-
date.
I would do a date for a while, but as we've all seen, he doesn't know how to pull out or use protection.
True. And he did know what sex was.
Yeah.
Didn't.
I would
Mhm.
And she doesn't. That's what's bad about this.
Yeah.
So that would be the problem, I feel like.
I would go one date. I feel like I couldn't deal with the angst and the drama long enough.
Oh,
And he does attract drama because he stands up to everyone.
Okay, like how forward is the drama? Like if he
Very.
went on the first date, would he be like spouting off angst?
Yeah.
and,
Yeah,
like, rebellion?
literally
That's
when
how
they
it is.
when they connect for the first time, they immediately start talking about socialism, like
Yeah.
within
One
about
date,
30
one
seconds.
date.
Yeah, so one date with him.
Oh.
Yeah, I just have to separate Jonathan Groff from it.
I think that's my problem too. I think I'm like, well, like, but also like, okay, teenage girl though. You're
Yeah,
gonna date for a while
That's
because you're not gonna
true.
see the red flags,
that's true. That's
That's
true.
valid.
and that's when it takes place as a teen.
That's fair.
That's fair.
Yeah, and
say date for a while.
I would be attracted to like the rebellion
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Oh, teenager.
But it just eventually I would die, so it wouldn't
You
work.
wouldn't die.
Could that be the thing that came up?
Well, his best friend also dies.
Oh
too.
yeah,
So yeah, he doesn't really have a good track record. Okay.
it doesn't keep people alive.
Yeah.
Over two.
Over two. Okay. So we would date Melchior for a little while. Okay. So we were moving ahead another year when Audrey and I met in a production of My Fair Lady. I played Freddie Eynsford Hill. And this is Jordan Donica in the most recent revival.
I was gonna say.
Beautiful man,
Yeah.
beautiful voice. Freddie, he's
Boring. So sorry.
it's a little bored. He's only in
He has
about
money, so
he-
marry.
he's
Honest-
Priorities. yeah. So
See
he's
her life.
he's very wealthy. He's probably nice.
He's a bit of a stalker.
But okay, I'll give some context for him. We'll see. But so he goes to the races as they do in the rich
As they do.
circles. He sees a girl, Eliza, the main character, who's like acting weird, and he's like, "I'm in love with you," instantly.
Yeah. it's
So
great,
he
and
follows her
love it.
home and tries to go to her house. She's not there. He sings a very beautiful song.
I love
About
his song.
stalking?
I love his song.
It's called "On the Street Where You Live." So yeah, it is a
Oh,
little
yeah.
bit similar.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's Freddie Eynsford Hill. What do we think
I
about him?
think we should also note that Eliza does choose the older, less wealthy man over him. I feel like that says a lot.
Yeah.
It does.
I think he's like,
Stockholm syndrome. for
yeah, I could see
Um,
that.
Yeah.
Okay, I know this is y'all choosing. I would say he's not a hard pass though.
He's not a pass, but he's a one date because he's only going to talk about himself.
Oh yeah, he would. He'd be like,
His ego
he'd be like,
is big.
"Mummy's money bought me this.
Yeah,
suit. What do you
yeah.
think of this petticoat?"
Mummy
not
loves
petticoat. That's
this.
a female thing. I don't even know.
I mean, even if you're just attracted to money, it at least deserves one day.
Yeah.
Sure,
Like
just
you're
to
going to get a
see.
nice meal out of
Take
it.
you
That's
to a really
fair.
nice Chili's.
I agree with I agree with one date, but his song makes me want to date for a while.
His
I
date
really
is
love
his song
this
is "Marry Me." That's
His song
such a
is
good
Yeah, it's such
song.
a great song.
Such a good
but
song.
I agree with one date. for
One
the
day.
personality.
Okay.
Unless he's singing the entirety of the dating life, in which case,
Which, to be fair,
Good job, man.
of his like 10 minutes in the show, he sings for almost all of it.
yeah,
Yeah.
He doesn't
it's
really
great.
talk.
I love it.
He doesn't have much thoughts up in here.
Speaking
Just Eliza, pretty. I like you.
Also, she does curse at the horses. Like, I
She
would go,
So that's maybe a benefit to him that he was not attracted to like the norm.
Yeah,
he was
he
interested in
liked
someone who was
her
different.
because she.
like for her.
Yeah.
She wasn't like other girls.
So we have a great first date with him.
Yeah.
And then we'd be like, it's okay. We need someone with more intellect.
He like
Probably.
texts you, and you're like, "Oh, I
Yeah,
don't care
songs.
about this."
Yeah.
Like,
What do you think of these new riding boots?
yeah, and you're like, "I don't care."
All right, we're gonna go ahead a couple months, and then we did a production of West Side Story, and I played Tony. This is the beautiful Ryan McCartan. You can't really see well, but I wanted it to be a picture of him, so it is him
Again, Ryan, hit him up. You know,
right here. So Tony, where do we start with this man? So he used to be in a gang, but he's reformed. He's like distanced himself from this gang. He's different from the
He's
other
not like
gang
other
members.
boys.
Other gang members. And he goes to this dance and he meets Maria, who's related and connected to this rival gang, and they fall in love at first sight. He then legit stalks her because at least Freddie, I think he knew where Eliza lived because of rich people knowledge.
Yeah,
Tony did not know. He wandered the streets yelling her name until he found her in a balcony.
it's based off of Romeo and Juliet. I feel like that needs to be prefaced. Like,
That is true. That is true.
so would you date Romeo? Is
Yeah.
really what it is.
But like we should go like a little further. Like he accidentally murders her brother. Accidentally.
It's
Yeah.
key in this. Like, let's not villainize him too much in that.
And she forgives him instantly.
They
See,
do
there
have
we go.
sex.
They do have sex.
Frontal lobes not fully developed.
And then he gets shot and dies. So we can't date him anyway. But like while he was alive, what do we think?
I feel like it's stayed for a while, but the killing your brother kind of put the damper on things.
See, that's the big point that we have to discuss. Like when you found out he killed someone, what would you do?
Yeah.
Maria stayed with him.
I don't have a brother.
Me either. What
I'd
do we
say at
think?
least date for a while.
Yeah.
I do
think
too.
The pros.
He has
Generally
aspirations to
outweigh
not
the
be in a
cons,
gang.
See, that's the big thing. If he was actively in the gang, it'd be a
Yeah.
little different. But he wanted to be distant, and they kept bringing him back in.
Yeah.
And he's very loyal. He is loyal, so that's a good thing.
Yeah, he roamed the streets yelling her name. That's pretty dedicated.
No, don't do that.
No. Also, imagine playing Freddy and then going to playing Tony next. There was a trend. Stalkers. All right, we'll date him for a while. All right, so then a couple months in the future again, Addams Family played Lucas Beinecke. How do we describe this weirdo? So Lucas is like a goofy nerd with really macabre interests who ran into Wednesday Addams from the Addams Family franchise in the middle of Central Park, and they started dating. And they eventually get engaged, and that's the whole plot of the musical, is her trying to tell her family that she is dating this average normal person. Anything else about him that
He's also slightly boring, minus his macabre interests.
I think he's less boring because he's weird though.
Because he likes the weird girl.
Mm-hmm.
Which I give him, what's gonna happen is they're gonna get married, but then Wednesday's gonna wake up one day and realize, ooh, this isn't what I wanted. Because he's not weird enough, but he loves the artsy girl. He's here for the artsy girl, and that was his dream.
He's dating for a while.
Here for the family. Like,
Yeah.
that was like, which spirit? It's the Addams Family.
Yeah.
It's not going to be a lot that are going to walk into that and be like, yay.
And he barely even flinches with them. So
And that's she's gonna marry him. She's gonna regret it, but she's gonna marry him.
yeah. So we would just date for a while. We would see the flag of boringness.
Yeah.
And just weird.
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, speaking of boring, next one, a couple years later, Sky and Mamma Mia.
I couldn't figure out for that photo.
Yeah,
I was like, what
okay,
are you talking about?
So when I looked it up, I was like, there's no real iconic picture unless it's a little bit maybe not appropriate for YouTube as they're on top of each other. So I didn't choose that image. He used to work in stocks and bonds and then stopped doing that to live on this island with this girl that he met named Sophie. That's about all that there is to him.
One day.
Yeah, because he's probably really pretty.
He's very pretty.
Yeah. What else is there about him? He does care deeply about her. The only reason they're getting married is because she wants to, and he wants to make her happy. And they eventually, spoiler alert, decide not to get married, and he's fine with it. So there's a supportive element to him.
And he goes, I want to travel with you. And he's nice to her mom. And he sets up an internet business for her mom so that her hotel, that's married material right there.
Yeah.
He does a little dance and flippers and a Speedo.
Well, the Speedo's optional. Anyway. So yeah, what do our straights think?
Yeah. I forgot you were there.
I'm kind of torn between the date for a while and the marry. I don't know. I think there are some really good qualities.
Maybe
I think he really does a good job.
They'd be one of those
supporting
couples
her at
that travel
times,
for a while and then just when they're in a random country, they're like, let's get married.
I could see that. I just there's something that's preventing me from wanting to marry him, and I'm not sure what it is. I think it's that I don't know enough about him to make the decision to
You
marry
find
him.
out something dark.
I know,
He's
like
got a
he's
dark
he's like a sociopath.
Or
You've
he
never known it.
embezzled a ton of money.
And that's why he left.
That's why he's on the island. It feels like you only know half of who he
Yeah.
is.
So maybe we need to date him for a while, and then we'll find out his secrets. Yeah. All right. And I saved last our current role, Ren in Footloose, Kevin Bacon. You all can describe him because you get to see what he's like more than I do because I say him.
No, I think first of all, the thing about he's very smart and he's very aware of his surroundings more so than anybody else. But
on this list for sure.
Yeah. But he's got a little bit of a temper.
He does have a temper.
And that's kind of his fatal flaw, I think, a lot of the time. But in the way that we've interpreted it is he has a way with women. He knows what he's doing, but he kind of gets sidetracked by the intellectual aspects of Ariel, which I do have to agree. That's a bonus point. That's a bonus point because he's very into her, not just her looks. And he's kind of the only one that sees that. But I also think that he sees a lot of the grief that's in the town. So like
Mhm.
he's very sensitive to things. He's very much
He's an
empathetic.
empath.
Yeah.
Well, because he's kind of. Oh, you go, Matt.
No,
You-
I was going to say, I was like, I feel like the temper could be a fatal flaw, but when you think about the things that trigger his temper, they're not things that
They're-
are
yeah.
red flags. They're like, actually, I'm glad you're angry about that because
Yes.
I would be angry about
Yes.
that.
and you should.
Yeah,
Probably
You got
it's-
beat up. You should be madder than you are.
Yeah.
No,
It's
for
things
sure.
that you, yeah,
So were y'all gonna marry Ren?
yeah.
I definitely would too.
But also, I play a character that probably also would marry him.
My character would not, but
That's
Ren
fair.
can dance.
Ren
Yeah,
can
Ren
dance.
can
I think
dance.
he's
That's
great.
nice.
Ren can dance.
Come see the show. Great dance.
You'll see a lot of dancing. Thank you. Because yeah, I think for me, he's kind of like Melchior in some ways in terms of his intellect, but he doesn't have blind spots for people's like
Yeah.
emotions.
And you know that man uses protection.
Oh, for sure. He doesn't want. He does not want to be a dad.
Never.
All right, yo. Well, how do we feel about this list? So we're gonna marry Ren, and we're gonna not marry Nathan Detroit.
Yeah.
I think that feels
That's-
fair.
that tracks.
Yeah.
Well, they're on the other ends of the spectrum.
Yeah. Do y'all have any other musical theater boyfriends that you feel like you want to talk about on this list?
JD.
JD, do you want to talk about JD?
Yes,
What's
I'm
he
gonna
like?
talk about JD because what's gonna happen is you're gonna date him because he's hot.
Mm-hmm.
And also like he sings to you about Slurpees. Hell yeah.
Yeah. So JD from Musical Heathers.
Yeah. But then later you're gonna be like,
He's a full sociopath.
sociopath.
Mhm. That's fair.
And that's gonna be the flaw. That's gonna be this.
A little bit of a flaw.
Non-sociopath, 'cause that's
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Any other musical theater men?
Curly from Oklahoma. I
Uh-huh.
dated him a while back.
Boring. Not
Boring.
you, but
Boring.
Curly. Well,
Yeah.
One date.
yeah, I would go on a date with
He's
Curly.
gonna talk
I'd
about
go.
wheat.
Wheat. No, he talked about how
The
high
Surrey.
the corn goes.
Corn.
And it's
Mhm.
famous Surrey that doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Okay, well, here's the thing. So, like, you know, how we talked about with Tony that he like committed murder. Well, so does Curly, but the whole town supports him. So you
Yes.
know that you would have a murderer who would be able to get away with murder. I don't know how we feel about that fact, but they do
He
support him.
convinces another man that life is not worth living. He just sings a whole song. Poor Johnny's
That's
dead.
that's
To be
not
fair, he is the villain. Like, I'm sorry, that's my personal take on
Mhm.
it.
that's fair.
Yeah, I
And the
mean,
new revival really leans into him being the villain.
That's for sure.
Let me tell you, the state of Oklahoma was not thrilled with that revival. I thought it was great.
Oklahoma
But
disagreed.
I'm from Oklahoma, and let me tell you, the Facebook feed was popping when they came. It was
Mhm.
wild.
Last call. Any other boyfriends we want to talk about?
why am I thinking Simba?
wow.
You're not wrong.
very,
What do we think? I don't even know that I have opinions about Simba.
I mean, I love the Lion King.
Oh, like, is it from the Lion King?
or I guess we could
I mean-
change it. We could talk about Beast from Beauty.
No,
Uh,
no, Stockholm syndrome.
Hard pass.
No.
for me.
I mean, Simba, cousins. I mean,
It's fine.
Yeah.
They're
Love.
Yeah. Maybe we need another category for is an animal.
Who's the main lead from Cats? I don't know.
What about Phantom?
The Phantom from Phantom. Oh,
Oh,
Phantom is
No,
a
Phantom is a
hard pass.
Hard
However, if I
Raoul.
understand, well, even Raul, he's boring.
Yeah,
Like,
he's
I think
boring.
he's got to be at least one category above.
I would date him at least.
I don't know. Maybe this is just me, but like Phantom, kind of hot. I'd stick
Because-
around for a while.
Yeah.
Even on Barry, I'd stick around.
Is it because he would make sure that you were the like prime diva in the opera, Lauren?
Yeah, obviously.
Okay, if we think about it from a career perspective, Phantom could help you out through his reign of terror.
I'm sorry, the Don Quixote scene, that scene's hot.
That's fair. That's fair.
Okay, I can't argue that.
You stick around, bro.
One day.
You feel things out. You see where it goes.
And then when you pick up on the murderous
Yeah.
tendencies, you flee. But then he finds you, and they write a horrible sequel called Love Never Dies.
Also,
Ooh.
I'm a little concerned about my suggestions.
What do they say? The
JD.
Phantom. JD. Maybe we can talk about that later.
That one.
It's like we're
Yeah.
transitioning into therapy.
Session of this. And with this transition to therapy, we'll let y'all go for the week. But yeah, drop a comment below. Do you agree with our tier list? Are there other theater on this? Let us know. Like, subscribe.
Oh, put the link in the doobly-doo. No, like comment on the
What?
doobly-doo.
The doobly. We don't know what the doobly doo is. We don't talk about it.
We don't talk about it. It's lore. It's channel lore. All right, friends. See you all later. Bye. Bye.